In this exercise, you'll add Bootstrap to an HTML page. So we'll start with the website template that you can find at Critical Web Design's repo on github.com /website -template. It's pretty easy to do. You just press the Use This Template button and you choose Create New Repository. You'll give the repo a name like Off the Grid or Off the Grid 1 or 2 or however many you need to make. I've made a bunch of these showing classes how to work through this GitHub system, and then create your repo. This is going to put the repo in your account. So you'll see you're now out of the Critical Web Design repo. You're now in your own account, and you have a copy of the template. From here, we'll simply open this in Codespaces. You can go to github.com/codespaces, or you can use the plus icon and make a new codespace. You'll select the repo that you just made, and then you'll press Create Codespace. And the main thing in this exercise is that we will go to getbootstrap.com and we'll copy and paste a tiny bit of code that will help us to add Bootstrap to our page. So from here, if you hop over to getbootstrap.com, and on the main page, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see it says, Get started any way you want. We think the easiest way, if you're just starting, is to go ahead and use the Content Delivery Network here, or the CDN. So what you need to do is you need to include Bootstrap's CSS and JS files. So this is the CSS. So if you copy that to the clipboard, you can then hop back to your index page, and you can put your the link to Bootstrap CSS right there underneath the title of the web page. And then if you go back on over to getbootstrap.com, just clicking back on that tab, I'll copy the JavaScript. Now the JavaScript needs to live kind of towards the bottom of the page. You can see we have main.js script. You also are going to want to add that JavaScript for Bootstrap. So those 2 lines of code that I just added on lines 6 and 16 now enable me to use everything that Bootstrap has to offer. So if you come back to getbootstrap.com, you can go to read the docs, which just gives you all the documentation about Bootstrap and how it works, or different assets, customizations, things you can do to kind of implement Bootstrap in your design. So throughout this exercise, we'll suggest that you take a look at some of the components. For instance, like you might want to look at buttons and how would you implement a button on your page. And so you can read through the docs. It really is pretty easy reading, easy implementation, and then you can make some customizations. So here you could add a button to your page by copying this tag. Let's go back to my index page. Let's see. I did add live server. So just for fun, I'm going to go ahead before I do anything and just open this page with live server. And right now, what you're going to see is just the template. Even though I did add Bootstrap, I didn't really do anything. I just kind of added the fact that we can connect to Bootstrap. So the template looks probably the way you would expect it to. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see it a little better. Now I'm going to go ahead and just add a button. I'm going to paste in that button that I picked up over on the Bootstrap documentations. And if I hop back to live server here, we should see. So this is kind of what the button is looking like right now. I'll come back. I'd like to maybe see something different there. So there are some variants, and I can access those variants by adding a class. So if I add, this class for a primary button, And actually here, what I can do is swap out this one. Now, if I go look at my template, now I have a button that has just a little more, sort of like a little more design, a little more color. It seems a little more evident or obvious that it is a button. It's weird that it just says base class. I was probably supposed to change that to say primary class, right? So if I wanted to change what's inside the button, I could do that. And now it says this. But not that this is like the most exciting website in the universe, but we just added Bootstrap to our template. And now we can use all of the Bootstrap components, forms, content, layouts, customizations that you'd like to use to change up your web design. And this is really helpful, especially as we're starting to work with the grid and starting to think about designing across different screen sizes and resolutions and media players.